How does a case make it all the way to the Supreme Court? In a counterintuitive way, it's through repeated failure. Let me explain what I mean. Let's say you've gone to trial and you've been found guilty. In the federal court system, if you choose to appeal that decision, that appeal goes to a federal circuit court. There are 12 throughout the country. Maine is in the First Circuit, along with Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Rhode Island. When you appeal, you don't get a new trial with the circuit court. There's no witnesses, jury, or evidence. Instead, a small panel of judges decides if your appeal is successful. That usually depends on if there were errors or issues in the judicial process of the original trial. If your appeal is successful, your case can be sent back to a trial court. But if it fails, you can try to appeal it to the highest court in the land. But that doesn't mean that the US Supreme Court will actually take up your case. It chooses only a small number of cases to hear every year, and it usually prioritizes cases that have significant legal implications. And that's your last stop. If your case is heard, the Supreme Court's decision is final and considered case law. What that means is that their decision sets a precedent for lower courts. Because the Supreme Court is the US's highest court, its decisions set a binding precedent for all other courts across the country. But the Federal Circuit Court, where your appeal was first heard, also sets precedent for the courts underneath it, as does the Maine Supreme Judicial Court. Those lower court precedents don't travel state to state. So precedents set by Maine's High Court don't affect other courts in the First Circuit, but they can help influence similar cases in other states. Every once in a while, the Supreme Court does overturn one of its previous decisions. Maybe they found a precedent that doesn't work anymore, was poorly reasoned, or is out of date. In the past 50 years, there have been nearly 100 decisions overruled.